Well, welcome to Unlocking Organizational Behavior, the podcast where we explore the dynamics of human behavior in the workplace. I'm your host, Dr. Obi Paul Byram, and today we're diving into Chapter 11, Power and Political Behavior in Organizations. Power and politics are realities in every organization, influencing decisions, relationships, and culture. Today, we'll uncover how to recognize different types of power, understand the role of politics, and learn the strategies to navigate them effectively, ethically, of course. Section 1, Setting the Stage. Let's start with a story to put this into context. Picture this. A fast-growing tech startup where two department heads, Sarah from operations and Tom from marketing, are both vying for resources. Now, Sarah relies on legitimate power as she oversees processes that keep the business running. Tom, however, uses influence tactics like persuasion in relationship building to align the CEO with his priorities. Well, what's happening here? Both individuals are leveraging different types of power to influence outcomes. This story highlights how power dynamics play out in organizations and how political behavior is often necessary to achieve goals. At its core, power is the ability to influence others. Power can come from a person's position, expertise, relationships, or control over rewards and punishment. There are 5 main types of power. First, legitimate power. This is authority tied to a position like managers or supervisors. Second, reward power. Control over incentives such as bonuses or promotions. Third, coercive power. The ability to penalize or enforce consequences. Fourth, expert power. Influence based on knowledge and specialized skills. And then the 5th, referent power. Influence from personal relationships such as trust or admiration. Now think about a team project that you've worked on. Who had power? What types of power did they rely to guide the decision? Recognizing these dynamics helps you navigate group work more effectively. Now, power is neither good or bad. It's how it's used that matters. Leaders who use power ethically guide their teams towards success and foster trust. Unethical use of power, like manipulation or taking credit for others' work, erodes morale and damages relationships. For example, a manager who empowers employees with legitimate and reward power by setting clear goals and rewarding effort can elevate team performance. On the flip side, a manager who micromanages using coercive power unnecessarily creates frustration and disengagement. As you prepare for leadership roles, reflect how will you balance influence and ethics. Now let's talk about power or political behavior. Politics often gets a bad reputation, but at their best, organizational politics involves building networks, influencing decisions, and achieving goals strategically. For example, Consider an employee advocating for a new project. They build alliances with stakeholders, gather support, and align their goals with the organization's mission. This is positive political behavior. On the other hand, politics can turn negative when individuals manipulate, exclude others, or put personal gain ahead of the team. The key in using political skills for ethical, constructive outcomes is critical. Section 5, Influence Tactics. There are many influence tactics that you can use to navigate workplace politics. For example, rational persuasion. That's presenting logical arguments and data. Consultation. That's engaging others in decision-making to gain buy-in. Ingratiation. That's building goodwill through compliments or actions. Now, these tactics work best when they align with your team's goals and culture. Here's a reflection. Think about a time you needed to convince someone at work or in a group project. What tactic did you use, and was it successful? Section 6, Managing Power in Politics. So, how do we manage power in politics effectively? Well, first, build trust and credibility through consistent, ethical behavior. Secondly, develop strong networks. Relationships matter in every organization. And third, communicate openly and transparently to reduce misunderstanding. Most importantly, use power and political skill to foster collaboration, not competition. Leaders who balance these elements create environments where everyone can succeed. Before we close, here are some questions to consider. First, what type of power do you naturally rely on in a group setting? Legitimate power? Reward? Coercive power? Expert? Or referent power? How can you use positive political behavior to build influence ethically? And reflect on a time you witnessed someone misusing power. How did it impact the team? Take some time to think about these and connect them to your own experiences. These insights will prepare you to navigate both power and politics effectively in your future careers. Now, to sum up, power and politics are unavoidable in organizations. By understanding their sources, ethical use, and influence tactics, you can develop skills to navigate these dynamics constructively. Well, I want to thank you again for joining me in this episode of Unlocking Organizational Behavior. I hope you've gained valuable insights to take forward into your personal and professional lives. This episode is based on content from Organizational Behavior by Nelson and Quick, published by Cengage. Special thanks to Audio Coffee for the background music and effects. This is Dr. Obi Paul Byram, and I look forward to seeing you next time.